All right. So now we're getting into a TVZ. It's gonna be Valar versus medyas from your team.
Yes.
So matchup we're not most familiar with, but looking forward to it too anyway.
Yeah, so I know medyas definitely prepped a lot going into the series. I won't spoil the result because frankly I don't think I remember the result. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how these games go.
Yeah. All right. Well, spawning on the left as the orange Terran from Team Beast, we have medyas. And then here at the bottom, as the purple Zerg, we have from Team Scientology Vessel, Valar. So right away, Valar is scouting the correct direction the way you want to scout with your Overlord, but it's going to not see Terran right away. Terran's in the other spot. Just, a little bit of the randomness that goes along with StarCraft. I imagine he'll send out a drone scout at some point and confirm where Terran is.
Oh, and it looks like we might be having a 8 Rex from medyas.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we're looking to put on some early pressure.
Yeah, so I'm interested in seeing what sort of build Valar is going for. If it's a 12 hatch, then he might be playing into medyas' hands. With the 8 Rex bunker rush.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in that situation, it's not it's not impossible for Zerg to hold. And from what I understand, Valar is definitely one of the better Zerg B teamers. So yeah, it would be interesting to see how he deals with it because it does look like he is going to go for the 12 hatch.
Yeah, I mean, 12 hatch is definitely pretty standard in this matchup, I would say. But I think with 8 racks, I'm just a little worried this racks is pretty far away from where, Valar's base is. Normally, I think with 8 racks, you kind of want to put it somewhere more centralized in the middle of the map so the Marines don't have to run as far. And he still hasn't scouted, like he doesn't know where the Zerg's base is yet, so he doesn't even know which way to send his first Marine.
Yeah, that might be a bit rough. Only now is the spawning pool coming up, but yeah, if Valar pulls like drones properly and he kind of blocks the bunker from coming up, he can definitely stop this rush. So we'll have to see how he reacts to it. There's already, I think, 2 Marines out on the map, and the spawning pool is just halfway done. So definitely a lot of damage can be done if Valar doesn't respond appropriately.
Well, he's going to build a supply depot here at the choke.
Very interesting.
I mean, that'll block him from getting things out.
I really think he should just, pull the SCV off, leave it at whatever HP it is, and then just immediately start building a bunker. I think that would be the better play here. Don't waste all this time building this depot like that.
Oh, Valar's throwing down a hatch here, too. Just inside his main there by the choke. So he did stop the supply depot just before it finishes.
I take it back. So he can still cancel it. I don't know, if you're just going to leave it at that HP, maybe just finish it, but who knows.
Well, I mean, now he can still cancel it, right, and get that money back. So, and he gave it as much HP as possible before canceling. So I can only bet. Oh, he built his bunker, but it's actually out of range of the
Quick,
hatchery.
build another one. Build another one. Medyas.
Oh no.
Dude, the creep is gonna prevent it from building a bunker in range. Oh my god, build another bunker.
That's unfortunate. So yeah, when you do the 8 racks, you want to make sure that your bunker and the Marines inside are in range of the hatchery. Because right now, it's not really doing anything. I mean, okay, it's preventing lings from killing it.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. He waited too long. Now there's too much creep, and I don't think he can build a bunker in range. I mean,
yeah.
This is actually still a really good situation for medyas, I think. His follow-up seems a bit weak. He's already got 300 minerals. No gas, no second barracks, I don't think. Yeah, the follow-up is weird. He has a lot of money. He's not spending efficiently.
Oh, and the lings can actually hit the supply depot without getting shot at, too. So that's a bit unfortunate. I think, yeah, there's so many lings now that this bunker's just going to go down.
Yeah, had there been, just a few SCVs pulled, I think this could have looked a lot differently, or could have gone a lot differently. But now I'm not too sure. I think unless there's like some crazy wall that medyas can pull up, set up, I don't think he's ready for this Zergling counterattack. Oh man.
I mean, even if he didn't pull any extra SCVs, he just put that SCV a little bit closer to the hatchery. This could have been so much better for him. But he just gave Valar too much time, and the bunker was just... It wasn't really well placed to defend that supply depot or defend or attack the hatchery.
Yeah, so I don't like this by Valar. He's kind of going in for no reason. Yeah. The Zerglings just weren't able to do anything there. He just gave up like 6 or 8 for free.
Looks like medyas stopped building that command center for a while. Okay, he's sending another SCV there now. Maybe a little bit of a overreaction, or after he defended, he could have sent one of those SCVs back, but not a huge deal. Looks like this game is gonna like pretty much stabilize and normalize a little bit from here.
Yeah, despite the aggressive opening, I think the Zergs, completely fine. They didn't take much damage.
Yeah.
And they've droned up pretty nicely as well.
Yeah, we may actually get our first decently longish game here.
The only issue, though, for the Zerg player, their lair is extremely late. I think around this time, 6:10, you want to be like morphing your medyas already. But for him to have his lair not even halfway done, he's definitely a bit behind.
Well, I mean, part of that was because of the bunker rush too, right?
Right. But if medyas spent all of his money right now and he threw down like another 4 barracks, and he just macroed for like a minute, I think he could just he could be in a really good position since the Zerg is purely droning. There's not much on the map for them besides this handful of Zerglings.
We'll have to see. Okay, it looks like Valar's getting a Hydralisk Den, so we're probably going to see some lurkers coming out. I would like to... Okay, he is taking his second gas.
Got it. Yeah, so he's not going for Muta at all then. He's just going to go straight for lurker defense and probably take a third somewhere.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Like, if there was any kind of Terran counter pressure coming in a little bit, if he can get those lurkers out in time to defend, hold it off. And maybe he's just more comfortable in using lurkers than trying to micro medyas. He hasn't started a lurker upgrade yet, but I imagine we'll see that soon. He's only got 2 drones on gas at his natural. Not sure if that's intentional. Probably not, but...
Oh, he fixes it.
He noticed. Okay.
Nice. Good job reminding him, Snipe. Collusion.
Yeah, I'm speaking to him from the past here.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, the Zerg player is building their 4th hatchery in their main. Typically speaking, I think the 4th hatchery would be somewhere at another base. But maybe he's looking to go for some sort of... No, he's going to take a base. I think he just had a bunch of extra minerals, so he's throwing down another macro hatch.
He's actually making a lot of Zerglings right now, too. So he might be looking to do something aggressive here.
Well, if you ask me, since the lurker upgrade is only halfway done, he should try to be like careful with these Zerglings because they're so much more valuable when he has lurkers, right? Like these lings and lurkers are going to be so much stronger than if he throws away all these Zerglings.
Oh!
No! Oh,
he didn't have any medics with this, and he had a fire bat, but he still lost too many lings there.
Honestly, I think this is way too ambitious from medyas. These Zerglings are totally going to pick off these Marines.
If they can get a good surround. Especially with no medics here. Like, you need some medics in with that army. There's 1 medic here now. Okay. A little bit scary getting on the map like that, but it's alright.
Yep, and we do have lurkers morphing out on the map for Valar. And he's also taking a third as well. So, I don't know. medyas' macro seems a bit slow this game because he doesn't have very many units. This large group of Zerglings as well as a few lurkers is probably more than enough to bust.
He does have 2 bunkers in the turrets though, so I think he should be fine. Normally against lurkers, you do want to get those 2 bunkers out front.
And Valor's actually already halfway done with his hive, so his hive timing is actually quite nice this game. Props to him. And I noticed for a lot of the B team level games, a lot of our Terran players that I've watched, they kind of struggle once Defilers get out, because it's pretty hard to multitask your entire army, right? Like,
Yeah, you just don't want to leave your army under that dark swarm.
Yeah.
A few leggings or something just tear it apart, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, interestingly enough, he's just burying these lurkers here, kind of in the middle path. I wonder if that means he's going to be making these stop lurkers.
I hope so. I think the last time we casted, one of the Zerg players we watched had a sick stop lurker.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them during the league. So, this is, I mean, if Medyas moves out before Science Vessels, it's definitely something risky that it can happen. You know, there's lurkers on the field. If there's stop lurkers, he could just lose his whole army. And he does have a factory, but I don't see a starport started yet at all.
Yeah, actually delaying his... Oh, he just now is building 2 starports. But having his science vessel so delayed is actually going to be a pretty big problem. He won't really have the ability to move out and be active on the map, since these lurkers are just going to... I mean, it'll be really, really hard to take care of.
Yeah, he shouldn't be moving out onto the map until he has the science vessel, because if there are lurkers and you can't see them, you know, just GG army.
And he unburrowed all his lurkers, so I'm wondering if he has any idea of just like bulldozing his way in.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend it. Terran does have a pretty good defense setup in this area.
Yeah, and Terran's a pretty defensive race in general. You usually don't want to attack into a Terran defensive position when they're already set up. But it looks like Medyas is moving out. This is pretty risky. I mean, if there were some lurkers here, he could just lose his whole army.
Ooh, yeah, and a huge flank. Oh
okay.
God.
Good scan, but he's going to lose everything here. He did take out some of those lurkers. He did take out some lings. Is he gonna? Is Valar gonna push forward?
Oops.
Okay. I wouldn't necessarily agree with pushing into this. He just kind of unburrowed all his lurkers again. Oh, he's gonna go for it.
Oh my God.
I don't know about this.
Yo, look at the third. Oh, this firebat can be a hero, I think. Oh my God, this firebat.
Oh no,
dude.
8 kills, 10 kills.
Holy crap.
Hero firebat for sure. 14.
It's gonna wipe out every single drone at the space.
Yeah, 16 kills. Oh.
Jeez. No, to be really obnoxious, you can just surround it from the medics and just sit there.
Yeah. The firebat does go down, and these medics are gonna get cleaned up now. Damn. And Valar attacked the front of Medyas' base too, and killed the bunker, but he lost like everything he had out there for that. Don't know if that was the best idea, attacking to the fortified position like that. I mean, he had map control. He could have just taken, you know, a few more bases.
So Valar's taking a 4th base, and it's definitely misplaced.
Yeah, I was about to say that looks kind of misplaced.
Oh,
Dark
what?
CC,
the
hatchery version. Oh,
factory. Come on.
So yeah, he did have he did have his SCV there, and he saw it. So he's just gonna build this factory here to kill it, to deal with it, I guess. A couple of vultures. Cheeky.
Yeah, definitely. Seems inefficient, though, to be honest.
Maybe if he's gonna do the mech switch anyway.
Alright, so it looks like, I mean, despite kind of throwing away his army like a few minutes ago, Valar's got a pretty sizable force. And with Defilers out on the map, it's so dangerous. Like, Terran has 0 map control right now. He's just kind of sitting on his net. So if the Zerg can just consume and walk right up and start swarming, Terran is in a lot of trouble.
Oh, and Terran's walking his whole army out again without science vessels.
This is the exact same mistake he made just a few minutes ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he walks out on the line and it gives Zerg the chance to just flank the crap out of him. Really good by Valar to be going for that play, though.
Yeah. And as Medyas, you want to be moving, when you're moving out like this, science vessels, at least one science vessel with your army, or scan ahead.
Yeah, actually,
in case there's already burrowed lurkers.
Have we seen a vessel this entire game?
I don't think so. The first, okay, he's building 2 now, but I'm pretty sure those are his first 2, so. He is queuing up a few vultures in that factory that finished, that proxy fact.
Yeah.
There's nothing here yet for Valar, and I mean, vultures kill stuff really slow, or kill buildings really slow.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to want to bank up a few of those before committing to anything there. If Valar can get a good swarm off here, I would have liked to see that swarm a little bit further back, like over the bunker.
Yeah, he definitely had some room to cast it a little bit further, so...
Yeah, if he got that over the bunker, he could have pressed in a little bit more, taken out the bunker and the tank, maybe.
Okay, so now this is actually a pretty scary situation for the Terran. He wasn't able to secure a third base, so he's kind of stuck on whatever econ he's got. He's mining out. Yeah, and Zerg's just going to swarm right up.
Okay, there's a much better swarm, yeah.
He's in a lot of trouble, I think.
Yeah, it's bad, like, as Terran, if you let Zerg get up to the front of your base and able to just swarm the bunkers and swarm your defensive position. It's really tough for Terran. Oh, he's just losing all his Marines here to these couple of lurkers under swarm.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
Oh, I was gonna say, he canceled the vultures, but they're actually already harassing the space now. Oh, he just killed his own vultures with his own mine, killing the larva.
Oh my god. Yeah, so in this sort of situation, there's not much you can do as the Terran player. Zerg is just going to take the rest of the map and sort of just rally units in slowly but surely.
Yeah, I mean, Terran can hold on for a little bit. They're pretty defensive, but I mean, at this case, Zerg is just going to be able to grow and take whatever he wants on the map. He does have, this vulture kind of attacking the space, but that's never going to kill that hatchery, so...
Yeah, at this point, I mean, yeah, Terran, if he wanted to, he could turtle for another minute or two, but what is he defending, right? Like, there's barely any minerals left, and these production buildings, once Medyas runs out of money, that's it.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can. We saw him build a supply depot there in the choke, trying to buy himself a little bit of time.
Yeah, but the swarms, Valar's just leapfrogging swarms into the base now, so...
Yeah, the swarm's like over his production, so it's really tough. He gets an irradiate off on the Defiler. It's the last Defiler. Oh no, he's got another one coming up here now.
Is he hitting his own barracks?
I don't know. I missed it.
I mean, I guess in these sort of situations, like, it's really hard to miss. It's really easy to misclick, right? So I think he might have started shooting his own barracks for a sec.
Definitely. Oh, okay then. Oh. Those two lurkers are just doing so much under that swarm. We're watching the slow death of Terran.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
I mean, but behind all this, Valar hasn't really taken any more bases. He's got a drone at this mineral only, and he's had this top base for a while, but he hasn't actually started mining anything from it. So he's mostly been concentrating on his attack. Okay, he just made a ton of Zerglings right now. He's gonna be streaming them across the map. A couple more vultures here, just laying some mines in the top base. He's kind of giving Medyas a little bit of a chance by not taking more bases, but I mean, he's actually, Medyas is ahead in supply. Oh, the CC. It's just gonna burn down.
Yeah, and Medyas' upgrades are actually a lot better this game. He's got 2-1 Marines, but versus 0-0 Zerglings. But unfortunately, Swarm is definitely really OP, so it doesn't matter too much. This lurker's... Oh, there is no lurker.
Well, and Medyas is completely out of mining. I mean, he's got one patch with 100 minerals. That's not going to be enough to do anything. What's that, like 2 Marines? So, as long as this is basically, this army is do or die for him. And he's still trying to shoot the Zerglings under the swarm, but the Zerglings are going to run away anyway. Oh no, the Marines!
Ooh. And there's a whole bunch of Scourge here. Oh, where are they going? They're going the wrong way. The Scourge are going the wrong way.
We don't need to kill the vessels. Who can? I don't. They're on strike. They don't. They're don't want to die. They're non-suicidal Scourge. Please don't kill us, Valar.
Yeah, Medyas is in a really rough spot right now. He has more medics than Marines, so and no money.
He could build like a medic wall or something.
Holy crap! Look at all the SCVs he has in his main. Jeez, that's enough for like 3-4 bases.
Well, he probably transferred, or he did transfer all the ones from his nats.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he would have had perfectly good saturation had he taken like a third base.
Yeah. So now he is going to be mining. If Valar doesn't do anything, Terran has a chance. Oh, he's got a couple of Ultralisks. And those are really hard for Terran to kill with his bio.
They are, but these are completely unupgraded Ultras.
That's true. And they are upgraded Marines. But, I mean, his army's so small, he's got such little money. He just started mining again now. But even if he does hold off for a little while, this base isn't going to last too long either. It's kind of funny, these vultures are still just harassing this base at the top.
They've been here for 10 minutes, and the hatchery's still green, man. Okay, not anymore, but geez, you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and the Scourge.
No.
Cloning could have been a bit better. Oh, but
Yeah, there's the GG.
nice. Yeah, that was our first game to go past 10 minutes, and it was a pretty good one.
Yeah, decent game, decent CVT.
It looked to me like Medyas just really struggled to get a he struggled to get a third base and secure that, and also he kind of enabled the Zerg to be too aggressive and gave up too much map control. The Zerg just walked straight to his base. So had Medyas been a little bit more active with his army, pressing the third base, pressing the Nat, he might have had room to expand, and also maybe if he had gone for dropship play. He could have done a lot of damage while Valar was microing against him.
Yeah, the only thing about being too aggressive is before he had the science vessels. You don't really want to be too aggressive if there are lurkers already out on the map. I mean, you could easily just walk over a lurker trap and lose all your units.
That's definitely true, too. I think he had like 14, 15-minute science vessels, which is like 5 minutes later than you should ever have them, I think.
Yeah, so the science vessels definitely needed to be out a lot sooner. Had he, a couple of science vessels and was able to pressure earlier, kind of limit the Zerg's growth, then yeah, maybe he could have done something more, but he just kind of sat back. He couldn't really do anything because he didn't have detection for lurkers. He didn't have those vessels out. Eventually Zerg was just able to overwhelm him, tear him down.
Yeah, so pretty good games so far. Let's see what happens in the next one. I think Valar's up 1-0. We're heading into the next game. Nice.
Game number 2 here on match point. We'll see if Medyas can bring it back. So here in the bottom left, we have our Teal Terran down a game from Team Beast Medyas. And in the top right, we have the Brown Zerg from Scientology Vessel Valar.
Wait a second. Okay. I thought for a second, I saw 3 larvae and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna like 5 pull or something, but false alarm.
Yeah, not sure. I mean, I guess a 5 pull could be alright on this map. It is a little bit further rush distance, but if the Terran's not aware, it doesn't wall off, it's not prepared for it, then yeah. We'll have to see what builds they go for. See maybe if Valar wants to go for any kind of mutaplay this game, or if he's going to stick to lurkers.
Yeah, I think the lurkers worked well for him last game, so I wouldn't be surprised if he went for the same thing. I don't know. I guess being able to mix up your builds, that's obviously a good thing, but it's pretty beneficial to also be able to play one build and be really, really confident and strong.
So we're not seeing an 8 racks or anything out of Medyas this time. He's gonna go for that supply depot early. Was this a 9? Yeah, okay, 9 pool out of Valar. Here.
Yeah, looks like he's going for speed.
9 pool speed.
So it's gonna be pretty important that Medyas walls off properly then.
And
this
there's
probably
definitely
is not
room
tight.
here. There's definitely room for Zerglings to get by here. So this could potentially do some damage. If medyas scouts it in time and reacts properly, he should still be okay. I mean, he can use a couple SCVs to help block and buffer for his Marines. But if the Zerglings get there and there's no blocks, then he could just get in, potentially end the game. So
Yeah, I think this wall is this is probably not gonna be the most helpful wall for him, having to deal with 6 speedlings.
yeah,
I mean, because I think at most maybe 3 Marines are gonna be out by the time the Zerglings hit, and 6 Zerglings can definitely handle 3 Marines pretty easily.
he's gonna need. I mean, he's definitely gonna need some SCVs to help block. He does see the Zerglings coming across the map now. There isn't a Marine started. Okay, he's just gonna make a bunker.
Nice. The bunker will be helpful, but he still needs to kind of plug in the gaps.
I'd still like to see him block because his first Marine is just about to finish,
Yeah,
so he
this
should be able to
is-
get it out and get in the bunker. But okay, he is trying to plug some holes here, so it doesn't look like they should be able to do anything. Oh, dude. Okay, Marine's back in.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he deflects it pretty easily. I mean, hopefully he doesn't like pull all the SCVs. He thinks he's safe, pulls all the SCVs, and then 20 Zerglings just come streaming in. That might be an issue.
It was a good hold, but Valar is still making lings, and medyas for some reason stopped producing Marines. Okay, he's making another one now. Knowing that there is speedlings, I'd like to see him produce a few more. Oh, he pulled all the SCVs. If Valar notices
Oh crap!
this.
Oh crap!
Oh no!
What did we say?
Oh no!
What did we say?
That's unfortunate.
What
Now,
did we
like,
say? Oh my god!
these Marines aren't going to be enough to hold off these lings. Like maybe with a perfect couple of
I
SCV
think
drills or
SCG.
something.
I
But
think SCG.
he's losing so many SCVs right now.
So what Medyas should have done in that situation? Send one of the SCVs out. Send them out and kind of scout like the Zergling situation.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
But yeah, as soon as he unplugged the holes, all those Alts or Zerglings just came streaming in. That was so unlucky. Oh my god. Well, 4-minute game, dude. 4-minute game.
Another quick game.
Yeah.
Bit unfortunate for him, but I mean, happens. Hopefully he learns from that, and he'll be like, next time he'll be like, okay, this could happen.
Yeah,
You know.
he needed to have more information, right? Like, where are the Zerglings? Did the Zerg make a bunch more, or did they just have 6, right? But
Yeah.
without keeping in mind all the info or looking for that info, he went and just pulled off his wall, and that was such good timing by Valar. And I think that's such a key thing, because you know, obviously he kind of pokes in and checks the defenses. If the wall's still there, he doesn't have to go in, right? But
For sure.
he kind of went for it, and he saw there wasn't anything, and he took advantage of that situation. So, really
Well
good
played
play.
by Valar.
Yeah.